Hey all, welcome to Screen University. I am Deepak Karamgikar and I hope you are all being home and being safe. Now, being home over the last few months has made us claustrophobic. I.e., this sucks, but there is no other way around it. We have to stay home and stay safe. But I thought I will share with you five underrated road trip movies which will give you some kind of an escape from the confines of the four walls that you have been in for the last few months. Now, the thing about road trip movies is that they are very liberating. Now, why does road trip? See, any film basically is a journey of a protagonist, okay? And road trip itself means journey. So, it has a dual importance in terms of screenwriting for me because not you're not just chalking uh, the metaphorical journey of the protagonist but also tracking the actual journey. So from a screenwriting perspective, I think road trip movies are like are to be slowly enjoyed. They are like single malt whiskey. You take one sip, let it glide through in your throat, let it settle, then you take one more sip. So in Telugu it's called Aswadinchadam. You don't expect tons of action in it. Maybe there are fight sequences here and there. There are a few fight sequences and there is some drama and all that, but obviously these are supposed to be slowly enjoyed. There is a lot of emphasis on the visuals. If they are taking a scenic route, okay, then there are a lot of things to be there's so much in the frame. That's what I'm talking about. But from a viewer's perspective, these films can be really truly liberating. And I've been downloading movies since 2003, and I used to have a very bad habit. I never downloaded any movie that was under 7 out of 10 rating, in that was under 7 rating on IMDb out of 10. So because of that I missed out on a lot of classics. But then wisdom caught up with me. I watched a lot of films. So even before I knew IMDb and stuff like that, a few of my friends who were eager, keen movie watchers used to used to rent video cassettes and DVDs. Told me about some of these films, and then life goes on, and we catch up with more or less all the good films. So today I'm going to share with you five critical road trip films which are not highly rated on IMDb, and there is a good chance that you might have missed them. So the reason I talk about underrated films is because blockbuster films and big films everybody knows, everybody watches. Okay, like road trip films, for example, Driving Miss Daisy or Into the Wild or Little Miss Sunshine or Easy Rider, Motorcycle Diaries. These are all great films. And more recently, The Green Book. These are all great films that everybody knows about. But there are films out there which are like not super hit blockbusters. They are maybe low budget. They are maybe independent films which are really good. I found some of the best written lines in smaller films. So I love small films. Okay, so let's go over the list. The first thing is first in the list is called Road Trip. This is directed by Todd Phillips. Yes, the same Todd Phillips who made Joker, Hangover, Due Date, and other great films. This was one of the three most hilarious films that I watched before Hangover released. Okay, I'll tell you which the other two are. So Road Trip is about a guy who accidentally mails a sex tape to his girlfriend, and his friends join him on a road trip to where he has to go and find that track that package and get it back before she sees it. So it's a pretty hilarious film, some very very well written lines in it. Do watch it. Okay, it's a great film. Second on my list is a film called Euro Trip. Now Euro Trip is one of the most creatively funny films that I've ever seen, and the one scene that I like most is where they actually go into a Manchester United only members only bar, and they try to, and there's a pretty good comedy scene there. Okay, you should watch it. And this long-haired guy in the poster you see, his name is Jacob Pitts. I thought when I watched this film, I thought he'll become a very big superstar and all, but fate has different plans. And there is this another guy who's holding a camera, right? That nerdy guy comes to him and says, "Hey, do you want to see my itinerary?" Then Jacob Pitts says, "No, do you want to see my balls?" So that is the kind of humor that I'm talking about. Extremely hilarious, fantastic film, must watch. Okay, and it's rated only 6.4. I don't know why it should be 8 or something. Now the third film that I'm talking about is Kodachrome. Kodachrome is a type of film, and Kodachrome is also a film. So Kodachrome is actually a type of film that used to go in cameras. There was a time when only 36 photographs used to come under one roll. Many of us know about it. So what happens is Jason Sudeikis is the lead character in this. His father is Ed Harris, the old man, and they've not been talking to each other for 10 years now. So Ed Harris is a professional photographer who has a few roles that need to be developed, okay, and the only development shop is somewhere in Kansas, and they are, I think, in Los Angeles. So he says that he tells his son that he has cancer and is going to die, and even though they have not been talking for 10 years now, he agrees to take him on that trip. So, and over the course of their journey, father and son develop a very good relationship. And I don't want to get into the script, but this is a beautiful film. I think one of the best lines ever written in a film, one of the best, is in this film. Okay, I am paraphrasing. I can't correctly recall. Even if I do, I will still say I'm paraphrasing. He says that no great work of art has ever emerged out of pleasure. That means you need real pain to come out with something really valuable in terms of art. Something like that. Some really well written lines, quite subtle in terms of dramatization, and everything goes smoothly. That is the kind of film you need right now, something that suits your soul. Okay. Next film is A Walk in the Woods. Walk in the Woods, I watched it in theater. It's directed by Ken Kwapis and stars Robert Redford. Robert Redford is yesteryear's superstar. So Robert Redford in this film is actually a almost retired writer. He's over 60 years old, and one day what happens is that his wife takes him to a funeral, and he wanders into the woods, and there he realizes that he finds out that he's actually on the Appalachian Trail. Appalachian Trail is a very long trail in the US, and it's not physically possible for anyone to actually go finish the Appalachian Trail. It is possible, but takes a lot of physical and mental strength. So at that age, he decides that to find meaning to his boring and monotonous life, he decides to go on a trek along the Appalachian Trail. So he calls a lot of his friends, but nobody wants to go with him. Then one of his old friends joins him, Nick Nolte. So these two guys actually don't like each other. Okay, and I think his wife also doesn't like him, the old friend. So in spite of these differences of opinion on almost everything, and this different and contrasting world view of things, these two people have a very on again off again kind of a relationship. But how they mend their ways on this trip and whether they complete this long trail or not forms the rest of the story. It's a must watch, very subtly written. I absolutely loved the climax. This is one of those films in which the climax is not the primary objective that you think will be. That means if he declares that finishing the Appalachian Trail is his goal, right? Then they actually don't end up doing it, but something else happens. So that's a really beautiful way of it's something like $1 Million Baby, if you remember. She dies in the middle, his student, but still the story continues and continues to be interesting. So that's we'll talk about shifting the goal for the protagonist in some other video, but this is a beautiful film that you should watch. And another film that I found on Amazon Prime is directed by Sam Yeager. It's called Take Me Home. It's about an illegal taxi driver in New York who bumps into this girl who wants to go to California. Now this is another very smooth, soft, very subtle film that you should watch. So these are my road trip film recommendations. The one thing to be noticed in these films is that they are not very heavy on action. They are not heavy on the casting. Except for Robert Redford, none of these films have very big hero. They are probably not made by very big films, and they might have not made any money in terms of box office collections. So in one of my earlier posts, I was talking about how thousands of films get made, but only few of them entertain. And out of those few, only few of them end up making money. And out of those which may end up making money, very limited number become cult classics. And there are cult classics which don't even make money. In fact, most cult classics don't make money. So I will always continue to support smaller films, films which have been run down by critics, because I always trust IMDb more than Rotten Tomatoes, because IMDb is public opinion. That's what people think, right? Because when you rate a film very low, like 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10, the overall ranking falls. I mean, if the film is really terrible, it's fair. But sometimes what happens, people, even decent, okay, even decent films which are like watchable, they are not watchable. They write reviews like unwatchable, can't sit through, and there's a lot of corruption in this field. So always trust your instincts and always trust the plot line. If you like the plot line, you go and watch. So there's a film on Amazon Prime called Vivarium, which I'm going to watch today or tomorrow. The plot line looks pretty interesting. Then somehow some of the reviews have given him like 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, or 4 out of 10. Anyway, so long story short, do not go by all the reviews. Go by recommendations by people you trust. So these are my 5 road trip films. Hope these films make you less claustrophobic and open that small window somewhere in your mind where which makes you feel better. That's what films are supposed to do. Okay, they add value to your life in some way or the other. There are films which often change your life. So do watch these films. There's a lot to learn in them. Okay. Until next time. Bye bye. See you.